Hello friends, welcome back. We are studying Entity Framework 6 and we are specifically studying migration in code first approach. So this video will cover the automated migration. In last video, we already saw what is migration, what are the types of migration, what are the different database initializer available, how it works. All these concepts are already seen practically. Okay, so in this video, we are going to start with first type of migration, that is automated migration. So let us see it in detail. So basically, this allows to process the database migration automatically. That means you do not need to write any command to update your database. All will happen automatically. But to implement this automated migration, you have to initially run or execute one command in Package Manager console, and that command is enable migrations. And to that enable migration, you have to specify this attribute also, that is hyphen enable automatic migration, which value is set to true. Okay, so once this command is ran, the next step is to set the database initializer. In last video, we already saw how to set the database initializer, and this time we have to set our database initializer to migrate database to latest version. Okay, so let us implement it practically. So again, I am using the same application that we have created while studying code first convention and data annotation. Just I did one change. I added this model, that is teacher model. Okay, and I made the entry of this property in MyDB context class also, that teachers DB set property is added. Now, as I told you, to run the or to enable the automated migration, what we have to do in Package Manager console, we have to type one command. Okay, so let us type that command. So I hope all of you know how to open Package Manager console. Okay, you have to go to Tools menu, then you get Package Manager, and from that you have to choose Package Manager console. Okay, so this command is already typed, that is enable dash migration space, then after you have to give the space, then hyphen, then enable automatic migration colon true. Okay, hit the enter button and you will observe one change here. Okay, so as you can see, one migration folder get added automatically after running this command, and this migration folder have one configuration file or configuration class, so that you are seeing now currently. Okay, so here there is one property, that is automatic migrations enabled, which is set to true. So this is very important. If this is set to true, then only you can use the automated migration. Now the next thing we have to do, we have to set the database initializer. Okay, so let us switch to MyDB context. Now let us set this database initializer. Now it is actually drop create database always, so we have to change it. So we have to change it to migration database to latest version. Now here to this constructor, we have to pass two types. One is our MyDB context class or whatever your DB context class name is, and another one is the configuration class that get created automatically, this one. Okay, so let us specify both the types. So MyDB context and another one is configuration. Okay, I might have to give the full namespace. It is in code first dot migration. Okay, code first dot migrations dot configuration. Okay, so that's it, done. So we done with this. Only this much setting is required. We run one command, okay, that created the configuration class, and then after we have to set this database initializer, that is migrate database to latest version. Okay, so let me show you our old DB. I am switching to SQL Server. See, there is no teacher table if you observe. course, student address, student, subject, programs and subjects. Okay, so we added new model here. So let us execute our application and let us check it. But one more thing I have to do. There is already an entry of 103, and since ID is primary key, it will throw an exception. So what will I do? I'll just change ID to 105 and let us change title to MCA or whatever you want. Now let us execute it and let us check. The expected output is obviously database created. You can give any other output to test it. So I'm just going to keep it. So let us press Ctrl F5. See, you can see that you got the message database created. Basically, there is no exception. Okay, so let us verify it in SQL Server. So let me refresh my database. Okay, teachers table get added, and if we check the course table, which is nothing but our program model, okay, through data annotation we actually changed the name. So this new entry get added and old data persisted. Okay, so without losing any data, we modify all the model changes to the database. Okay, now let us do one more thing. Now let us change the existing model and observe the behavior of automated migration. So we have a program model which is represented as course in RDB, and it already has some entry. So I'm just going to add one property here. So say string, say syllabus. You can add anything. Okay, so here I change the ID and title also. Now let us execute it and let us observe the behavior. Okay, it throws an exception. What is that exception? Automatic migration was not applied because it would result in data loss. Set automated migration data loss allowed to true. Okay, means our program table, which is represented as course in RDB, has already an entry, and we are trying to change that model. Okay, so that will result in data loss. So that's why it is not allowing me to apply these changes. Allow that changes, I have to set this property to true. Automatic migration data lost allowed to true in my configuration class. So let me copy it. So go to configuration class and set this property to true. Okay, that's it. So when you set this property to true, so whatever changes you will make in existing model, it also get reflected. Just remember, say teacher, we created a teacher model. Okay, suppose you add any property to this model, it will be accepted without setting this property, because teacher model do not have any data, or teacher table do not have any data. If your table do not contain any data, then this property is literally not required. But if your table is having a data and then you are changing the model schema, in that case this property is required. Okay, so let us execute it. Okay, still it is showing an error. I think that error might be of this duplicate ID. So let me set it to another. Again, I am executing it. Yes, now it executed successfully. We got the message database created. Okay, so let us check the output. So in course table, let me refresh it. You can able to see this syllabus column, and let us see the records. Okay, actually there should be one more column, that is syllabus. Let me execute it. Yeah, it is having null value. Okay, so this get reflected. So remember this thing, automated migration is definitely useful. You do not have to do anything, just initially you have to run the command, and Then after, you have to do some changes in your configuration class and in your DB context class. That's it. But code based migration gives you more command or more control over migration. So in next video we are going to see that. So thank you for watching.